Hi, my name's Karen Stamper, and today I want to share with you my sketchbooks. This is July in Cambridge 2020, and normally at this point we would have Cambridge Open Studios, but of course we can't open our studios this year. So we have Cambridge Open Windows, so we've displayed our work in the front windows of our houses. One of the best bits of Cambridge Open Studios used to be when people would come and sit on the sofa and have a cup of tea or a glass of wine and sit and look through my sketchbooks. And quite often they would pull a book out of their bag to share with me too. And it was really lovely. There's something special about looking through somebody else's book. So I'm going to share them with you here today in my studio, and let's get going. So I used to travel a lot for about 10 years or more. I was backpacking and traveling and working my way around the world. So my sketchbooks were always in my bag. That's the first thing I packed. And of course I didn't have lots of space, so I would travel with, now a few people asked me about the equipment I take and found it really helpful. So I would have this pencil case and everything had to fit in there for drawing. So I've got Posca pens. I'll put these in a list underneath. Fine liner pen, a very fine G-Tech pen which is like a needle point, and a water pen. That's my basic toolkit. So in here I've got black and white Posca pens, and I might have a scalpel, scissors, and a Pritt stick. And on top of that, so say I'm going to Spain, to Barcelona, I would have a bag of collage papers. And of course I would collect lots of these along the way. But because I've been a few times, I've got a good collection there, and I take that back with me. So when I'm sketching, I've got my collage papers, my glue, my pens, and I'm ready to go. So not a lot of equipment. I just have to show you my watercolour set that I used to travel with, and it's atrocious. I think a lot of this, it could be gouache and acrylic, and it needs a big clean up. I take that if I've got a bit more room, but more often than not now I just rely on the Posca pens. So here's some books from my travel years. Again, this is just the fine liner pen and the water soluble one. This is like a felt tip pen. So when you touch it with the water pen, it dissolves. So that's why I like that one. I used to sketch a lot in the car when Richard was driving, not when I was driving. So you have all these road sketches. And of course the scene changes second by second, so you get drawings on top of drawings on top of drawings, which really gives you the feeling of movement, so I love that. Here is a holiday sketchbook. This is Crete, so I've got a little bit of colour in there. So I do like these square books, and this is an A4 size sketchbook. This is in India, in Mumbai. Somebody asked yesterday on the Facebook feed, do I work on them afterwards when I've left the location? I don't generally. I like them to stay fresh as it was on the day. But this one I probably did, back at the hotel, fill in with the water pen to get all the tones on here. So often people don't have faces because that's how it was. Stopped, moved on. And don't worry if you don't finish it. Just the thing is to just record while you're on location. Also, I don't have a theme running through the book. The theme here is India. So it's whatever I saw on the day. I love this one. This is the coffin maker. And you can see he's bent double in there making coffins. There's that little detail. So there we go there. And I'm staying in one place here, so I'm bringing the books to me. This one is from Naples with Urban Sketchers a few years ago. And they gave us these tiny books. So of course I couldn't cope with that, so I added, let's get it the right way, added little pages, postcards from my little bag of Italian stuff. So we've got Italian writing under here, and then this format really worked well for the streets, the long, tall streets. And I love the fact that this just spreads out of the book. And you've got postage stamps and all sorts in there. So collage and drawing together. Okay, can you still see me here? Yeah. So I have some very tiny sketchbooks. These little books that you see there is a French book that I've stuck the pages together. Actually, this one isn't French. This one is French. And then I've drawn on top. I put some gesso on and drawn on top. And that's a great little pocket book, but it's really falling to pieces now. This is a French one. And it's got collage and buttons and bits of wallpaper. It's very delicate, this one now. But you can see the French writing underneath, which I like. Some beautiful handwriting. So that's more a little collection of surfaces. And then, of course, you see how old I am. I've got a blue passport. I have a few of these passport sketchbooks where I've worked around the stamps. I used to travel back and forwards to Turkey quite a lot. And drawing the images into there. So I do love using passports. This is an interesting one. This is in Bali. Didn't have my sketchbook with me, so I found a bag. So I've got a drawing in the bag here. So no excuse if you haven't got your book with you. Let's pull a few more across. Some more tiny ones. I love sketching people. Not in my not in my paintings now, but I love sketching people. I love this priest in where are we? In Competa in Spain, and I sat there in the congregation, and he was very, very handsome, and all the ladies were just fanning themselves. This is quite a few years ago, but just a little pocket-sized book and a pen. That's all you need. And I did probably fill these bits in, you know, away from the location. Little square books, nice. Again, lots of pen drawings of cafes, of people, of ferries. Boaty sketches. So here, I just had a few collage papers. This is in Whitby, remember? Just drawing on the harbour there. Tiny bits of collage and a felt tip pen. That's all I had. You know, dressmaking pattern. I have a pile of bigger books. These are A4 size books. Where are we here? We're in south of France. Lots of beach sketching. South of France, that one. My biggest book of these is this one, but it's a bit big to carry, and I don't really like the spirals. It makes it a bit, they get caught. So I have a big sketchbook. And yeah, more of those. Lots from cafes, cities. Here we are in Morocco. I do like a long format like this. Okay, I'm sorry I can't show you every page. So we're going to stop this bit, and I'm going to show you some more at the other side of the room. So here we are in part 2 in the travel section. So as I said, I used to carry my pens and the sketchbook with me. I hadn't discovered Concertina sketchbooks at this point. So this is Marrakesh. So I was quite happy sketching all the detail, the telegraph poles, see coming in there, palm trees, right down to the people down in the square here. Yeah. Lots of, I hope you can see this okay. So this one's a lot from Marrakesh, Morocco. Yeah, there's one from Greece. This is sketching in biro. Biro's very nice to sketch with. So I'm moving these to the side. So here we've got Zanzibar and Italy again, and this is the Barcelona one. So now I've moved into Concertina sketchbooks, and I love them. Well, this one I haven't, mainly because you can tell the story. Your story evolves through the book, and it's lovely because you can work on both sides. These are C. White sketchbooks. They're A5 from C. White of Brighton. Again, I'll put it in the notes afterwards. And they're double. Each page is double, so they're pretty tough. And you know, they've been backwards and forwards to Italy a few times. They've got ink on them. We've sketched in the rain. So they're tough books. And you can really build up the scene, especially with buildings or with a seascape or landscape. Okay, so we've got Farindola there in Italy. That's where I run a little trip every September. Alas, not this year. We just go with our sketchbooks for 5 days and sketch. Again, we're back here in Essaouira in Morocco. Pen, wash, and a little bit of collage. Done on location. Maybe a little bit added when I got home, like this bit here or here. But really not a lot added afterwards. because I do love drawing people. I went to the circus. That was hard, trying to draw figures in action. So this one, yes, I filled in because it was very cold in there. It was Cambridge Circus where they went to rehearse. So and that goes on. And I like the figures to go on and off the page. So I've got a circus one. Recently I went to see the No Fit State Circus and tried to sketch in the dark. I'd forgotten how dark it would be. And really I wanted to go back there every day, but ran out of time. There we go. So just let me show you. With the Concertina books, if you get frustrated with the size, you can add, I've added an envelope here to extend it up, and here. Sometimes you just want the book to be taller. Okay, so this then just folds down. Yeah, this is Greece, the telegraph poles, king of telegraph poles, that one. Fantastic. Okay. So what else I was going to say to you? Concertina books. This is a new one from CY. This one's got 8 legs, so 8 legs of 4. And here I've been sketching out in Felixstowe. So I don't particularly like the spiral, so I haven't used that one so much. And I also love using this big A4 book, but I haven't taken it out on location because it's very heavy. It's like the other books, it's got 70 sides. It's a huge amount of paper space there. So this one I've just, it's a mark making book and on a bigger scale. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with these, but I just like it as it is. It goes on. The lovely thing with the Concertina as well is you can edit. This is how it is, but I might fold it and see how those two look together. Or those. So you can change your composition. So that's the big A4 maybe. And then here I have, it was a skinny A4 sketchbook, just a skinny book. And I started taking the pages out. This is in Italy with the lovely old buildings. So I did double spreads and then pulled them out of the sketchbook. I want to work more with these. I've got a series. So it's much more about the mark making. There's a lot of collage on here, but still lots of drawing. Some Italian there. So that's a sketchbook pulled to pieces. That's those. And then just lastly, I'll show you, this is the allotments course from my online courses. This one was from drawing the allotments or the garden. And on the other side, I think I've got boats. And we also have one from the abstract course. Nothing on the other side yet. And this was the How Wild Is Your Garden, the little one I did for Karen Arben's sketchbook revival ideas. This was it, wasn't it, for the Wild Garden. So many sketchbooks, many things on the go. I hope this has given you a little insight and inspired you to get your sketchbook out. I just want to show you here, I've pinned a couple of the concertinas up so you can see them as one long image. This one is Auckland, New Zealand, and this one is Great Dixter Garden that then leads into St Abbs up in Scotland. So they're, I just want you to see them out because often they're just closed up and you see them page by page, but it's a long piece. It's nice to see them like that as well. Okay, you can see a close-up, better close-ups of these books on my YouTube channel. I've done 1-minute peeps inside the sketchbooks, and they're also on Instagram under Concertina sketchbooks. In January time, as we came into lockdown, I did lots of 1-minute peeps. So they're just quick short films of the different books, because there's so many here I can't show you them all today. But thank you for joining me and enjoy sketchbooking.